a good or a bad result for you?
Well, we wanted to win the game, but I think overall, you know, we could have gone in with a second goal down in the start in the second half. You know, had a couple of opportunities to maybe take the lead. Thought our first half performance was excellent. We fully deserved to go in. Second half was we played well. We didn't really work the goalkeeper, so I suppose the draw was a fair result overall.
How encouraged are you with the performance, considering it was a depleted squad tonight and you were playing top-level opposition?
Well, we've been doing it all season, really, to be fair, and again tonight was no different. That's 3 games in 7 days with the exact same squad of players. We haven't had the luxury of being able to give people rest, etc. And again, we were excellent. Passage of the game this evening, our passage of play, our movement was very, very good. We were tired there the last 15 minutes, and that showed. And Drogheda got in for a couple of chances, which maybe on another night they would have taken. So, you know, disappointed we didn't win, but overall I think a draw is probably a fair result.
And the two of you, yourselves against Dungannon and Drogheda against Cliftonville, will be trying to get as many goals as possible, outdo each other on the final night?
Well, we just have to concentrate on our own game, really. As I said, if we'd have got a win here this evening, it would have made it a little bit clearer for us. But we'll just go and try and win the game first and see what happens. But again, the players tonight, they deserve great credit for the way they went about their work from start to finish. It's a difficult place to come. Drogheda are a very, very good side. And I thought, you know, we've done well enough to deserve the point.
We've got the captain of Cork City, Dan Murray, a man I know very well, standing by. Good evening, Dan. You hung on for a point at the end. Can you win this competition? And I think what I'd like to know is that you obviously, as captain of Cork City, want to lift another trophy. But how important is the money? 150 grand for the winners.
I think, Pat, Felix, how are you? I think at the minute we'd take any money, whether it's a few bob from a supporter or winning a couple of trophies. But obviously, as players, I think we want to win trophies. That's a big thing for us. I don't think we're too worried as players about money. It's trophies now, and medals, as they say, in your back pocket. And we've got a chance in the FAI Cup and especially the Setanta Cup now.
You've had a real roller coaster of a time since you came to Cork City. You've won the Championship, you've won FAI Cups, you've had fantastic nights in European competition, and those nights prove the quality that's in the league. How angry or frustrated are you that now you've committed yourself to being a full-time professional, your livelihood depends on the income you get from Cork City, and the present circumstances? How frustrating is it from a player's perspective?
Well, as you know, Pat, from managing us, I think it's never dull down in Cork. There's always something happening, and it's really frustrating because obviously we won the Championship and we took a couple of steps back then, and then we won the FAI Cup last year, and we thought it was all going to be a great season in February when we came in for pre-season, when there was a new group backing us, a little bit of money, and we brought a lot of good players in. And then it's frustrating to come June, July time. We've lost half the players that we got in, and we're down to a very, very small squad, and working hard to try and stay in competitions, but it's tough to probably keep you mentally sharp with what's happening off the pitch. But I think together as a team, we've tried to stay as solid as we can as a group and try and put everything to the back of our minds and try and perform on the pitch. We're still in a couple of competitions, and that's still our goal. And I think it's great credit to the rest of the lads that we're giving it a go right to the end of the season.
Dan, I was speaking to you and a number of other lads at Talca Park a few weeks ago, and I have to say you looked a very, very dispirited bunch of players. I think if you can remember, one or two of you were asking me for a job. How has the dust kind of settled over the last 3 weeks? Has it created a better bond within the club?
Well, I think obviously when we played at Talca, we got a bit of a battering from Shamrock Rovers that night, and I think that was the low of the low. I think we let ourselves down a little bit on the night there and deservedly lost. But I think from that night, I think there's been positives off the pitch and a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel for us. And I think everyone's taken that on. I think the core of the team is everyone wants to play for Cork City. There's a core there, and everyone loves playing for Cork City. That's still left at the club, and that's what we're trying to keep. We have to try and keep the performances going if we want someone to come in and take over the club and push it on, keep it as Pat was saying, a full-time football club that we all want down there. And that's what we'll be trying to do. I think we've had a few disappointing results over the last week, drawing a couple of times against Derry, and then tonight I think maybe a draw was a fair result after we played pretty well first half and they gave us a bit of a batter in second half. But we're positive. We look forward to the next game. We've got got a big game against Cove, local derby on Saturday, and then we've got a good game to finish at home against Dungannon, and then hopefully we're hoping to get a home draw in the semis.
Dan, there have been a number of interested parties talking about getting involved in Cork City. Can you give us any sort of update? Has Alan Mathews been keeping the players aware of any fresh news?
Well, yeah, Alan's been talking to the Examiner quite often, and I think there's one fella that's been in the press that's pretty keen and has shown an interest to try and keep the club going full time, and that's positive. That's the news we want to hear, and I think the players that are especially out of contract, there's 11 or 12 of us out of contract, is the news we want to hear, because I think the sooner the better, because the core of this club is the players. We want to keep all the good players we got, and hopefully push on to next season. Now I don't think the league in general can do without a Cork City, and the players are determined to stay as long as they can and fight for Cork City and hopefully win a couple of trophies.
Best of luck against Cove, Dan. Best of luck for the rest of the season. Still two trophies that you can win, but 2 bits of advice. You don't want a job with Felix, you don't want to work with him, and don't get beaten at the back stick. OK, best of luck, big fella.
All right, Pat. Thanks very much. Ta-ra.
Thanks, Dave.